So it's day 2 of NBA free agency, and the Los Angeles Lakers, Marshall, continue to make a lot of moves here throughout the first 2 days of this period. You're watching the Lakers Report by Chat Sports. Chase Sr., Marshall Green here with you. Earlier today, it was Jaxson Hayes to Los Angeles, and now looks as though the Lakers have their starting backcourt. AngeloRussell today, Gabe Vincent last night. 2-year, $37 million contract for D'Lo to stick with the Los Angeles Lakers. His second go-around with the team. Had a cold spurt in the NBA playoffs, but with this starting five and with this starting backcourt of him playing alongside Gabe Vincent, I like the roster construction, and I have to be honest here, I think Rob Pelinka, since the NBA trade deadline, when he made those moves, getting rid of Russell Westbrook, the roster construction just made a lot more sense around LeBron James and Anthony Davis. He's kind of been in his bag over the last couple of months.
Yeah, he could be in conversation as best executive over the last 7 months since it has happened. You bring back AngeloRussell, who you traded for at the NBA trade deadline. You really didn't have much of a choice, right? You gave up some assets in that Russell move back at the trade deadline. You needed to bring him back in the 17 games he played for the Lakers in the regular season. He gave you 17-plus points, and he was efficient, really efficient, 48% from the deck and 41% from downtown. Unfortunately, though, for the Lakers, that did not carry over into the postseason. He shot less than 43% from the field and 31% from downtown, while only giving you 13.3 points per game. And that was kind of the Achilles heel of the Lakers, Chase. They weren't able to ever get that solid contribution from AngeloRussell, but you had to bring him back, or you were just going to lose him for nothing after trading chips for him a couple of months ago.
And I think an important thing for the Lakers heading into this offseason, they made it to the Western Conference Finals. They were exposed by Denver, even though a lot of those games were close. It was maybe the most fascinating sweep we've ever seen in the history of the NBA playoffs, but to me, they needed to get deeper, and I'll explain right around the corner how they have gotten deeper. But first, let's hear from you down in the comment section here. Grade the signing. AngeloRussell, back to the City of Angels, A, B, C, D, or F. Let us know right now. Why the Lakers are deep. You look at this roster here at point guard, AngeloRussell, Gabe Vincent, Jalen Hood-Schifino. At starting guard, obviously Austin Reaves, a restricted free agent. We'll see what happens with him. Cam Reddish, Max Christie. At small forward, you have LeBron James and Taurean Prince. Power forward, Rui Hachimura and Jared Vanderbilt. And at center, Anthony Davis and Jaxson Hayes. Marsh, I think the Lakers are here to stay. I think they are going to be players in the Western Conference once again, and they can compete with the Denver Nuggets here in the West next year.
And you look at this roster, Court. You made an excellent point. They got deeper. I don't want to rule out a trade from the Lakers.
Okay.
They have picked up assets. They are a much deeper team. Could maybe someone be on the move? I don't know. Rob Pelinka is always cooking up something. But I like the contrast of players now that the Lakers have. The big move of the day, AngeloRussell. We don't have we don't have the full starting lineup there, as Austin Reaves is a restricted free agent. We are expecting him to come back to the Lakers. They're going to match any offer sheet they have. But I like the yin and yang, like we talked about, of Russell and Vincent. They are much different basketball players. Vincent got it out of the mud, came from the G League, grit and grind, hustle, extra effort plays, doing whatever it takes to stay on the floor. While AngeloRussell was a top 2 pick in the NBA draft, flashy, creative, offensive game, and you now have 2 point guards that no matter the style of the game, Chase, you can find someone there that fits what the Lakers need and what you can get the best usage out of this team.
Make sure you subscribe to us here on the Los Angeles Lakers Report. Every move that they've made so far in the first day and change of free agency, we've talked about it here on the show. Year-round coverage of the Lake Show, and as you can see, we're one of the largest Lakers YouTube channels out there. We are just 6 people away from 51,000 subscribers, so make sure you hit that sub button. If we could take a look at what D'Lo's done over the last 4 years, I think we have those numbers as well, because I do want to compare those, and if you want to prepare yourself for the playoff numbers, Marsh, that you can throw out there as well, because there's certainly a large gap between D'Lo, the regular season player, and D'Lo, the playoff player, because in the regular season, he has had no issues in being a contributing member offensively. Not the greatest defensive player, gets a little bit lackadaisical, lazy, can get lost in transition here, but I kind of call him a James Harden light. He's a lefty, very patient with how he gets to his shot on the floor and how he maneuvers across the floor as well. He will give you anywhere between 16, 20 points per game, especially now playing on a team like this where he's not going to have as many ample offensive opportunities, but is still going to be able to find twine and put the biscuit in the basket. Last year, a good snippet of what he can be, nearly 18 points per game, 6 assists, 47% from the field, almost 40% from three-point range. But Marsh, the playoff struggles are certainly well documented with D'Lo, and that's a little bit of an issue, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the regular season, you look at it. The guy's giving you high teens points per game, good efficiency, and it's gotten better each year. But in the playoffs, it just doesn't carry over. Look, this past year, regular season, 71 games played, 47% from the field and almost 40% from deep. Fell off a cliff in the postseason. 13.3 points per game for AngeloRussell this past year, 42% from the field, and less than 31% from three. And it's not just this postseason he struggled. He's played in the postseason 3 different times, 27 games total, 14 points per game, 38% from the field in 27 postseason games for Russell, and 33% from three. Look, you get paid in this league by doing what you got to do when it matters most, and I think it's a direct correlation of him only getting $18.5 million. If Russell played like he did in the regular season, the postseason, I think we're looking at $25 million spirit, maybe a 2-year, $50 million deal, but the Lakers get him back on a friendly-ish salary, but it was a move they had to make.
Yeah. So you look at the Lakers free agency tracker here. Taurean Prince, 1 year, $4.5 million. Good depth behind LeBron James. Gabe Vincent in that backcourt, 3 years, $33 million. Rui Hachimura, 3 years, $51 million. Cam Reddish, 2 years, $4.5 million. All of these depth moves. And then Rui Hachimura, he played great basketball, especially in the NBA playoffs. Yeah. In that series against the Memphis Grizzlies, he was really, really good. Second round against the Golden State Warriors, hit some key shots, and then really helped pace the Lakers, too, in that Western Conference Finals series against the Denver Nuggets. And then the 2 moves on day 2 of free agency coming in early. Jaxson Hayes, 2-year deal. We'll see the details on that. They'll probably trickle out here in a little while. And then AngeloRussell, 2 years, $37 million. As we continue to say, Rob Pelinka doing a pretty damn good job.
He is, and he's lengthening out this rotation. I thought Jaxson Hayes was a nice move by the Lakers. We've talked about it time and time again. They need more front court depth. They get that in a hyper-athletic player in Hayes, a great rim runner, can block some shots. He'll catch lobs from D'Lo and LeBron, and you'll see him play alongside Anthony Davis. Pelinka doing whatever he can financially to get the Lakers in a spot with LeBron James and Anthony Davis where they can compete for that Larry O'Brien trophy. I still think they're a top team in the West. Anytime you got a healthy LeBron and a healthy AD, you're going to be a tough out for a lot of teams. And I think they improved in spots they need to. So keep my eye on a potential trade, though, from the Lakers as they have added a lot of depth. The next move we are going to be keeping our eyes on is Austin Reaves. Once we get more news, info, or anything on Austin Reaves, we'll break it down. Subscribe to the channel. We'll close out the show, Chase, with this, though. Who is going to be the next signing for the Lakers? Will it be Reaves? Will it be somebody else? I want you guys to sound off for us down in the comment section right now. Thanks for hanging out with us on the Los Angeles Lakers Report.